TJ Dillashaw recently accused Tom Aspinall of taking the easy way out in his title fight, but somehow he's forgotten his own checkered history. A history full of needles, betrayal, and cheap shots that ended careers. TJ Dillashaw is quite literally the last man who should be questioning anyone's toughness. And what makes this worse? His own story is far darker than just steroid use. Let's rewind to UFC 321-0. Tom Aspinall steps into the octagon to defend his heavyweight belt against Cyril Gane. Moments into the fight, Gane's fingers jab deep into Aspinall's eye. The action stops immediately. Aspinall tells the doctor he can't see, and the fight is called off, officially ruled a no contest. A crushing night for the champion, filled with frustration and disbelief. But instead of empathy, former bantamweight champ TJ Dillashaw had poured salt into the wound. On a podcast, he said, "I feel like he took the easier way out." And he didn't stop there. He added, "His eye looked fine. I've seen fighters take worse and keep going." That wasn't just criticism. That was Dillashaw publicly questioning the heart and toughness of the reigning heavyweight champion. Coming from anyone else, it would be outrageous. Coming from a TJ Dillashaw, it's pure by hypocrisy. To see why, you need to understand who Tom Aspinall really is. TJ wants to talk about easy ways out? Let's talk about Aspinall's road back from hell. At UFC London 2022, Tom blew out his knee just 15 seconds into the fight, a torn MCL, torn meniscus, and damaged ACL. For a heavyweight, that kind of injury can end a career overnight. He spent a year sidelined, going through painful rehab and mental darkness, even admitting he considered retiring. But he didn't quit. He fought through it. He rebuilt himself in body and mind and came back stronger than ever. When he returned, he had knocked out Marcintai Bora in 73 seconds, then demolished Sergey Pavlovich to capture the UFC heavyweight championship. That's not a man looking for an escape route. That's a man who stared adversity in the face and refused to back down. And beyond his fighting spirit, his character speaks volumes. This is the same Tom Aspinall who once said he'd vacate his belt if his close friend and training partner ever earned a title shot. That's loyalty. That's honor. Now, let's ask the real question. What does TJ Dillashaw value? Because looking at his track record, loyalty and integrity are nowhere to be found. Dillashaw earned his nickname the Snake from young Conor McGregor for a reason. He betrayed Team Alpha Male, the camp that made him who he was, and defected to a rival gym, taking their secrets with him, all for money and personal gain. And toughness? Let's talk about that. Dillashaw was accused, and later called out by teammate Chris Holdsworth, for illegally kneeing him in the head after the bell during sparring. That one cheap shot allegedly gave Holdsworth a concussion so severe that it ended his fighting career. Think about that. Aspinall got fouled and couldn't continue. TJ committed, a foul that ended a teammate's career. But even that's not the worst chapter of TJ's story. The lowest point came when Dillashaw tested positive for EPO, one of the strongest, most deliberate forms of performance enhancement in all of sports. This isn't a tainted supplement excuse. EPO is an injectable blood-boosting drug that increases red blood cell production, giving a fighter superhuman endurance. It's the same drug Lance Armstrong used to cheat his way through 7 Tour de France titles. TJ Dillashaw didn't just cheat. He rewired his body for an unfair advantage. He took a chemical shortcut and got caught, earning a 2-year suspension. So, for him to accuse Tom Aspinall, a fighter who's battled through genuine physical trauma, of taking the easy way out? That's beyond ironic. It's delusional. Here's the truth. TJ Dillashaw is projecting. He's a man who's made a career out of shortcuts, betrayals, and excuses. And he can't stand seeing someone like Aspinall succeed through honesty, grit, and resilience. Tom Aspinall rebuilt his career with discipline and heart. TJ Dillashaw rebuilt his career with needles and lies. So when TJ opens his mouth to question another man's toughness, remember this. He's not describing Aspinall. He's describing himself. He's describing himself.